Hi everybody and welcome back to another episode of Chanel's World. So yesterday I was talking to my mom who lives in South Africa and she was making rotis, and during the conversation somehow it came up that I hadn't made rotis in a while, but I told her I still have it, I still know how to make rotis. So for today's video I'm going to be making a batch of rotis along with a chicken curry. Um, so here we go. If you like this video, please give it a nice big thumbs up. And if you have not already done so, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. And let's get this cooking started. So the first thing for the rotis we are going to need is some flour, all-purpose flour. I have my cooking oil, and I also have some butter. We're going to have some salt and some hot water. And then for my chicken curry, I have a bunch of different stuff. I have my onions, my potatoes are all cut up, some chickpeas, my curry powder, a tomato paste, some paprika, and then the rest of my spices here, some garlic, turmeric powder, some curry powder, as well as I have two of ginger. Oh, doesn't matter. We also have some of our herbs, which consist of thyme, lavender, and other little spices in there. We have our crushed red pepper, our chicken, and fresh cilantro. Oh, and then I also have my garam masala as well. First thing what we're going to do is add some oil to our pan. Just add some olive oil in there. This is so that we can start cooking our onions up, making the paste, the base for our chicken curry. Okay, so we're going to just let that get through, and we'll be back once it's heat up to add our onions. Okay, now that our oil is heating up, we're going to add in our onions. Listen to that sizzle. I'm just going to stir it out a little so that we can let them cook in. We'll let them cook for about 5 minutes or so until they brown. While that is cooking, I am going to add in my garlic. Like I said, I'm using crushed garlic. Feel free to use fresh garlic if you want. Either one is fine. And I'm going to add my ginger as well. Okay, now for the spices. I'm going to add in some of the fresh cilantro. I'm going to add some of this tomato paste. I prefer using crushed tomatoes or tomatoes that are, or I can cut up the tomatoes myself, but I'm using what I have. Okay, let's mix this all up. Now, as you can see, it seems like there's no oil or anything inside there. I always add in some water. That's just so that nothing sticks to the pan. Okay, now for the rest of the spices. Throwing in some crushed red pepper, a little bit of thyme, a little bit of turmeric, now we're going to go in and add in those herbs, which consist of thyme and other herbs. Lastly, we're going to add in some of the curry powder. You can smell all those spices. Now in for my garam masala. Now for that pinch of flavor and color, a little bit of paprika. Now we're going to mix it all up. I'm going to add a little bit more water. And we're just going to let that cook in. Now that our curry, the base for our curry is nice and steamed up and cooking through, we are going to add in our chicken. Oh my god. It smells good already. Like you can already smell all the flavor and all the heat. So we're going to mix that up. And just let that all mix in. Okay, so I also added some Greek yogurt, some non-fat Greek yogurt to the meal. And I'm going to let this just cook up a little, let the chicken cook in a little. And we are off now to make the roti. So, to help me out with this, to make the rotis, I have my handy dandy helper, Crystal.
Hi.
Okay, so what we're doing right now, if you hear that noise in the background, that is our kettle, and it's boiling for the hot water that we need for the rotis.
Yeah, I love Roti.
I don't think you've had roti, but yes, you are gonna like it. A messy affair, but first we'll start by putting in, and no, I do not measure, but we're gonna put some flour.
Can I help you shake it?
Yes. Putting some flour in the bowl.
A little bit.
Okay.
It's a little bit crazy.
We don't need the whole batch of flour, Chrissy.
I know.
So we're gonna have the flour in the bowl, and next we're gonna add some salt.
Okay.
So Crystal, we're gonna take a little bit of salt. You can take a little bit of salt, and we're gonna put it in.
Wow, it's so easy.
In there.
We need some butter.
Yes, we do. So we're gonna, let me just get a knife.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just gonna get a few pieces of the butter.
Boop. Can I put it in?
Yes, you can. There we go.
Plop. Do-do-do.
And I have my little helpers.
We are not little helpers.
No? Okay, so now that we have the butter in there,
We can.
so this part Mommy's gonna do is we're gonna just take the butter and using your hands, you're just
Can I
gonna
mix it?
mix it in like that.
Can I mix it?
Yes, you can help and mix.
Oh, it's very fluffy.
So this way it becomes like a little crumb effect on it.
It sticks on us.
The oil getting mixed in. As you can see, the dough is almost about ready. It's nice and crummy. So we made there's a little hole in there, and we're going to add our water. So you may wonder how much water to add. It just depends on what the dough. That comes when you start kneading it. If the dough is too soft, you'll add more water. More flour. And if the dough is too thick, then you'll add more water.
And you also gotta make it smooth.
And that's what we're gonna do. So once we mix in, we are now going to knead it. Okay, so now that we have it, we are going to start the process of kneading the dough. So what I'm basically doing is working and pulling it around in a circle, and as you can see, the dough is forming. Now I can already tell my dough might be a little bit on the wet side, so I'll add a little bit more flour. Okay, but as you can see, it's already coming to forming into a dough. So in my home country in South Africa, every female, almost every female in our household, in our family, should know how to make rotis because it's a staple. Once a week, twice a week, every family function, you gotta make rotis, a batch of rotis. And with me growing up, that used to be my thing. My sister would make the curry and I'd be making a batch of rotis.
Mommy.
I'm going to add just a little bit more.
Mommy.
And the reason why, yes you can, Chrissy. The reason why this means a lot to me is because this is a recipe that was a family tradition in my family that my grandma had taught me how to make. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just rolling it up in balls. We were very, yes, Krista, there we go. We got a ball for you. So we were very close with my grandma growing up.
Look.
And for some reason this recipe just seems extra special to me today. Okay, now let's get to the fun part. We're gonna roll these rotis out. The rolling of making the rotis, rolling them out and making them. Just checking up on our curry. How does that smell, Chloe?
Good.
And we are going to add in our chickpeas.
Can I see that?
Added in our chickpeas, and we're going to be mixing that up. And then soon I'll come in and I'll add the potatoes. I don't want to add them in too soon. Surface, I hate doing it on this table because I don't want to mess my table up, but on the surface we're going to add some flour, or just add a little bit of flour, and I'm just patting it out first, and then using my rolling pin, basically gonna just roll it out. Kids, if this comes out a mess, just understand your mom hasn't made this in a while. Okay, so I'm gonna try to not make them too big because I don't have a tawa or a big enough pan, but basically as you can see it comes out semi like a circle. So now that our pan is nice and hot, we're gonna place the roti in. Now never mind the fact that it's not fully round. I've had some help with my little helpers, but so basically when your roti is in and it starts to bubble up, that's when you'll know it's ready to be turned over. Okay, so as you can see, it's slowly starting to bubble up, and that is, we'll know when it's almost ready. If I had a cast iron pan, it would have been even better. So now that we see it bubbling up a little, I'm going to grab it. The trick to it, you hold the ends and you flip it over. Okay, that one is a bit of a fail, but so we just let it cook up a little, and once it's ready, we'll be lifting it up. Oops, I'm sorry about that. we'll be lifting it up and putting it in our pan. It's not yet ready. So there's my next roti. Okay. See that it's been bubbling up, so we're just gonna grab it and flip it over. And then we're gonna let that cook on the other side. Maybe I'll do one more flip over because it's not fully on the one side. Flip it onto the plate, and now for the next one. Now time to taste this food. Okay, we can get some roti. I know I took a very small piece, but as always, delicious. So, if you like this video, please do not forget to give it a nice big thumbs up. Hit that subscriber button if you have not subscribed already, and that notification bell for more. And I will see you all in the next episode.